Solo Leveling, Ragnarok, the sequel web novel to the globally celebrated Solo Leveling by Chugong, penned by Dole, takes readers back into a universe of hunters, dungeons, and cosmic stakes. Spanning 375 chapters, this Korean web novel, serialized on Kakao Page from April 10, 2023 to its abrupt conclusion in 2025, shifts the spotlight to Sung Soo-ho, the son of the legendary Shadow Monarch, Sun Jimmu. With a narrative that builds on its predecessor's legacy while carving a distinct path, Ragnarok delivers a mix of thrilling action, expansive world-building, and a new protagonist's journey. This review, styled after an episodic anime analysis, treats the complete novel series as a single narrative arc akin to an episode to explore its plot, characters, strengths, and shortcomings. Solo Leveling, Ragnarok opens in a world reshaped by the events of its predecessor. 21 years after Sun Jimmu's climactic battles, Earth faces a new threat, the Itarim, gods from other universes seeking to claim the power void left by the Absolute Being's demise. Sung Soo-ho, a 21-year-old college student and son of Jimmu and Cha-hyen, has lived a normal life, his powers and memories sealed by his father to protect him. As gates reopen and monsters spill forth, Jinwoo, now engaged in a cosmic war alongside the rulers against the Itarim, sends his loyal shadow soldier Baru to unseal Soo-ho's abilities, thrusting him into the hunter's world. The narrative follows Soo-ho's rapid ascent as he navigates the system, a familiar mechanic from the original series, to conquer shadow dungeons and grow stronger. Unlike his father's solitary path, Soo-ho's journey emphasizes collaboration, with supporting characters like Baru, Essel, a demon noble, and new allies like Han Yi-hai playing significant roles. Key moments include Soo-ho's unlocking of his irregular class, his battles against Itarim apostles, and the gradual revelation of his parents' mysterious absence, Jinwoo fighting in space and Cha-hyen lost in the gate, possibly among ice elves. This story crescendos in its final arcs, particularly after chapter 318, where Soo-ho and ally Yu Jin-ho launch a large-scale project to turn all humanity into hunters, shifting the battle to a new reality against the outer gods. The atmosphere is tense yet exhilarating, blending the gritty stakes of dungeon crawling with cosmic intrigue. Soo-ho's journey is less about surpassing his father's godlike power and more about forging his own identity, protecting Earth, and uncovering the truth behind his parents' disappearance. The novel's pacing, while brisk, sometimes sacrifices depth for action, with chapters often feeling like self-contained episodes rather than a cohesive whole. Still, the interplay of legacy, family, and survival creates a compelling backdrop. Solo Leveling, Ragnarok excels in expanding the universe established by Chugong. Dole's writing, while not as polished as the original in its early arcs, grows more confident, particularly in later chapters where the narrative pivots to interstellar conflicts. The novel's strength lies in its world-building, introducing the Itarim and a broader cosmic mythology that feels like a natural evolution of the original's monarchs and rulers. The system's return, tailored to his irregular class, adds fresh mechanics such as transforming shadows into new forms, which keeps the power progression engaging without mimicking Jinwoo's arc too closely. Character development is a mixed bag. Soo-ho is a likable protagonist, distinct from his father with a more empathetic and team-oriented approach, but his growth feels rushed compared to Jinwoo's meticulously crafted journey. Supporting characters like Baru shine with his loyalty and humor-stealing scenes, while others, like Essel, add depth to the Shadow Army's dynamics. However, the novel struggles with its ensemble cast. Some new characters, like Han Yi-hai, lack the depth needed to stand out in a story dominated by action. The absence of Jimmu and Cha-hyen, while narratively justified, leaves a void that Soo-ho doesn't fully fill, especially for fans attached to the original's emotional core. Thematically, Ragnarok explores legacy and identity, with Soo-ho grappling with his father's shadow, pun intended, while carving his own path. The novel's pacing, however, undermines these themes at times. Early arcs feel episodic, with short chapters that prioritize battles over character introspection, a criticism echoed in comparisons to the original's more balanced storytelling. The translation quality, particularly in early fan translations, can be inconsistent, with issues like name changes and awkward phrasing disrupting immersion. Official translations on platforms like Topus fare better but lagged behind the Korean release, which reached 324 chapters by late 2024. The novel's conclusion, announced abruptly in 2025 after Dole's recovery from a traffic accident, feels both ambitious and unsatisfying. The shift to a second act in chapter 319, framing earlier chapters as an epilogue, suggests untapped potential cut short by the series end at 375 chapters. While the resolution of Soo-ho's arc and the Itarim conflict ties up major threads, some plotlines such as Cha-hyen's fate feel underexplored, leaving fans wanting more closure. Solo Leveling, Ragnarok is a bold continuation of a beloved franchise, delivering high-octane action and a fresh perspective through Sung Soo-ho's journey. It succeeds in expanding the Solo Leveling universe with cosmic stakes and inventive power progression, but it doesn't quite match the original's emotional depth or narrative cohesion. Dole's effort to differentiate Soo-ho from Jinwoo is commendable, yet the rushed pacing and abrupt ending leave some of the series' potential unrealized. For fans, the novel offers a thrilling, if imperfect, return to a world of hunters and shadows, bolstered by strong supporting characters like Baru and a promising setup for future adaptations such as the live-action project teased for 2026. Expectations for the franchise remain high, with the webtoon adaptation launched July 2024 and potential anime or live-action projects on the horizon. While Ragnarok may not surpass its predecessor, it keeps the solo leveling flame alive, offering enough excitement and intrigue to satisfy fans while leaving room for future stories to refine its vision. For now, Suho's tale is a worthy, if flawed, chapter in the Shadow Monarch's legacy.